Mondays with Melody Hobson. And Melody is president of Ariel Investments, a Chicago-based money management firm that serves individual investors and retirement plans through its no-load mutual funds and separate accounts. Additionally, she's a regular financial contributor and analyst for CBS News and CBS.com. And you can find her on Twitter and Instagram at Melody Hobson. And every Monday on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. All right. Tracking down old retirement accounts.
So this is what I thought. This is a good topic. Summer's winding down. Labor Day's coming. You start working in a different way. Some people don't have those Fridays that are casual. And it just got me to thinking about the fact that they say the average American worker, this is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, changes jobs every 4 years. And when many of us do this, we end up starting over with a new retirement account at that new job, which means it's so easy to forget about the old retirement accounts that you have. Think about how many jobs you'd have between 22 and 60 if you change job every 4 years. And so what I wanted to talk about is how do you track those old accounts down?
How do you?
Well, first of all, you start with you contact your previous employer, and you get contact information for what's called the plan administrator. That's the person who takes care of the organization that takes care of the 401k plan. You call human resources to get that contact, and you ask them for just that simple information. You usually need your full name, social security number, and the dates you worked at the company handy when you do contact the plan administrator. Now, here's the thing. It would be great if it were that simple, but we know companies go out of business. They change locations or offices. They get bought out. They merge with other companies. That can make this process of checking down an account more complicated. And so it might not be as easy as contacting the old employer's HR department.
And do not cash it out once you find it, right?
Do not cash it out. But one thing,
do not cash it out.
Do not roll it over. And I'm going to give you a couple options there. If you can't find the old employer, you can go to the IRS. They actually have a site that helps you. I know you're laughing, but every company has to file what's called a 5500 on their retirement plan. You can pull up the 5500 of your old employer, and that at least will list the plan administrator. So and in terms of do not cash it out, think of if you cashed out your retirement account every 4 years. You are destined to be in poverty in old age. And there is literally nothing worse. You can't get a retirement loan when you're 80 years old. Walmart doesn't even want you as a greeter when you're 80, 90 years old. If you think that that's going to be your future, it's going to be hard. So I'm being a little facetious in saying that, but you get the idea.
So if you didn't leave on good terms, then you
old
should
and
call the
poor
IRS.
is not what you want to be. So first option, if you can, sometimes you can leave the account there. I don't love that option because I think it's easy to forget it. You can roll it over into an IRA, individual retirement account. I prefer that because you could roll them all over into the same retirement account, which I think is easier. And sometimes you can also roll your account over into your new employer's plan. That's better than leaving it in the old place where you might forget about it. So to me, your best option is rolling this money over into an individual retirement account. Don't leave it where it is, even if that's an option, because it's too easy to forget about it, or bring it with you at your new employer.
Can you
have that option?
Can you let it sit for a minute until you decide where you want it to go?
Well, the thing is, there's no downside to moving it because you're not going to pay taxes in any way as long as you roll it over and you don't cash it out or touch it.
Right.
So the only thing I'm nervous about is the fact that when you think about all the trail of old accounts that exist for the average person, you're talking about a lot of lost money. Now, they even now have it where you could go to the Labor Department's abandoned plan database and look up if your plan has been abandoned, if you're trying to find it. Obviously, you have those registries of unclaimed benefits. They run those in the paper every now and again to say you have unfound money. It could be your retirement account. So I just don't love the idea of leaving things sitting.
Gotcha. But it might take some real detective work on your part, too.
Yeah, if the company is no longer in business or they've merged, you might have to do a little sleuthing, but it's worth it This is your hard-earned money, and it's ultimately the money that you'll need to retire comfortably.
I found that, interestingly enough, that the company that handles our 401k here also handles it from another company that I work for. And so, and it was all kind of together when I finally discovered where it was, and it all came together in my
Well,
statement.
that makes it really easy.
Yeah,
and
I
obviously,
was
there are
very
some
fortunate.
giant providers out there
Yeah.
that handle a lot of the retirement income of America, people like Vanguard and Fidelity. They're giant, giant companies. And so there could be a lot of overlap there.
Yeah.
What happens to the money if you don't claim it?
It sits. They can't just get rid of it, so it sits.
And it really does behoove us, when you get those letters sometimes saying, well, we found your name on some accounts or something.
Right.
And you may not want to go through that firm, and you can do it yourself.
That's exactly right. No question about it. You don't need someone to help you get your own money back.
All right. More about this on blackamericaweb.com. Oh, and Sybil wants me to ask you, next week, can you talk about the R word?
Yes, I can do the R word for those listeners. Recession. Don't panic. And we'll talk about it next week.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.